What's going on in this neighborhood, we have everything from suicide to attempted suicide because of drug addiction, because of the bondage that they're in, the hopelessness that they're in. We have children that come here, mom and dad both out getting high, or most of the time it's just mom. The fathers are not in the picture.
We're in a crisis state, let's face it. The epidemics of drug addiction and broken families and homelessness is real.
And heroin is the plague of the 21st century. It's so cheap, it's so pure. The root of that addiction goes to the reason of hopelessness. When you're in that place of hopelessness, you are willing to grab a hold of anything that can give you some relief. The problem is that the cost is more than anybody should have to pay. That's why we're here, to give them hope. God had given us this vision for a home called Creation House. A home for addicts, people that are living on the street. It's a home where anybody wanting to get out of their hopelessness can come and live, learn life skills, hear the message of hope, and come and get restored, come back. I had the vision, I just didn't understand how we could do it.
We recognize this is the 50th year of the war on poverty, and as you say, poverty is winning. We are just pleased that the people who are closest to the problem have an opportunity to comment on solutions.
It was at the conference that we went to in Washington where I met Jubal Garcia, Outcry in the barrio. One of the things I think really helped with the comeback was it kind of let us know that we weren't the only ones out there. I mean, so many times I think a lot of grassroots ministries feel like, you know, we're the only ones here on the front lines. Is there anybody else that we can talk to? And so after talking to him and hearing about what he's doing, I said to my wife, I said, we got to go down to San Antonio.
We came to San Antonio to see how Pastor Jubal does his facility. It's not a rehab, it's a home. It's a place where they learn to be loved and to begin to love back.
Their vision and our vision line up. They go out onto the streets, we got a place for you. We have hope for you. We have an answer for you.
We got way more than in the first 2 hours being here than we expected to get over the whole entire 7 days. You guys got me amped up.
We all amped up.
We walked right up to these hardcore dope dealers and they had these girls, man, and these girls were out, weren't they, Crystal, out on their feet.
If you make the decision right now, you can be with your kids and get the help that you need. And I know I could tell the look on her face that got her heart.
They don't keep them in poverty. They don't keep them in that place of hopelessness. They bring them out of it.
And they take these guys from a completely broken place in 6 months. They teach them family values.
It's just refreshing to see this ministry giving to the people that need it the most.
The love that Jubal has for the people is amazing.
See you in the morning.
Okay.
We'll be here.
Okay, brother. I love you.
I love you too, man. Be safe.
One gentleman says we give them 110% hospitality. I mean, you don't have that kind of service in a hotel. So many times the experts are seen as the people with the degrees, when the experts are really the people that have come back. There's nothing more powerful than a witness. We got so many witnesses here, and it was just so cool to see the lineage of what God is doing in San Antonio.
To see that on the other side of the country, their vision is so similar to our vision. And it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. We're part of Beyond the Walls Church. We're an outreach church. What has happened over the last few years is it's just simply put, it's God's divine power. He has blessed us with a building that We use a portion of it, which is 25,000 square foot of church right now, but we have an additional 30,000 square foot of a multi-level building that we haven't used. We've only been renting. Today we submitted an offer to them to take on the rest of the building, but not under lease or rent, but to own it.
September 2nd, there will be a public auction held at the school board. If nobody shows up and nobody gives a bid, then they are bound to take our offer, which is $1,000. We offered them $1,000 for 60,000 square feet on 7 acres. What we're walking through right now is currently the church. This is the area that we've leased for the past 3 years. And then the area that we're approaching here as we go through this gate is going to be the 30,000 square feet that we're going to be turning into the home called Creation House. All right, this is one of the classrooms. This building was actually built in 1927, I believe. But as you can see, the size of this room, we can easily make this into a dorm. We could put 8 to 10 guys comfortably in here.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, so you're looking at the potential of 120 people per floor. The foundation here, and it's worth it. The potential is just so awesome. I could see it in here. And so it's exciting. We're going to be able to see it come to fruition. But it's going to be a 90-day program where people can come, get off the streets, get hope, get set free from their addiction, and not only get set free from their addiction, but also we want to train them for a vocation.
The last thing we want to do is raise somebody up, feed them, get them healthy, and turn them back out to the street without anything.
A lot of times because of people's past records, felony convictions, or maybe their addictions overall, they have no marketable skill. That's the reason why we purchased Advent Ministries, where we make and manufacture bunk beds. And they're made right here in the church. Some of the people that are in Creation House will be also working in Advent Ministries. A lot of people, because they've lived a life of addiction, don't know what it is to show up to work on time, show up with a good attitude, show up, showered and shaved and cleaned. And so we're going to teach them that.
How to fill out a resume, how to interview. These are skills that we're training. Listen, maybe you have $10. Well, you're not going to take that $10 and go buy dope. You're going to take that $10 and you're going to buy formula and diapers.
You got to break that poverty mentality. And a poverty mentality many times has this entitlement mentality. Once you can break that, you do have skills. You are a person that has gifting to give to people, that you are employable. I don't care if you've had a record or not, you have that ability. Then people can be successful and come up out of poverty. Every one of us has been given a destiny by God. When you realize that and somebody shares hope with you, says, you know what, I've been where you've been. Let me tell you how I got to be where I am now. In fact, let me put out my hand and help you. Then that's what the comeback's all about. Because I was that person when I was a heroin addict. I know the pain and the hopelessness. And so the comeback is about getting people to do the great things that God has put within them to do.
You have these short little moments of victories to stay clean for a little while, to get a paycheck and not spend it on drugs. You put these small victories together and you go from hopeless to hopeful, doing things that the world say you'll never succeed in.
A guy that has only been home from prison just a little over 6 years, to know that I can make that kind of change.
This upcoming year, it's going to be all hands on deck. It's going to take a lot of work just to clean this place out and then get ready to rehab. We are going to impact this area like it's never been impacted before. Quitting's not an option. We can't quit. We have to do this.